I'm live. Oh my goodness. Hello. Say something. Oops. Don't want that. Hi folks. I don't think there'll be anybody there because I didn't give whoops. Let's see. I didn't give any notice, so I'm going to have a look to see if anybody comes on, and then we can have a chat. So hello, it's Colette. I was doing some work for the channel this morning and a couple of other things, and I thought, I want to do a coffee and chat, and then I was like, okay, why don't I just do a live stream and get more kind of experience of that? Let's see, we've got a few people up. We've got Witcher. Hello, Witcher. I don't think you've made one before. And the Grey Witch. Hey, girl. Hey, boy. Yeah, welcome. Oh, we've got somebody else. Excuse me, I have glasses on and off. Lindy. Hello. Hello. Yeah, so it's Saturday afternoon here. I was doing some work, and as I say, I thought I'll just come and have a coffee with you and have a wee talk. Where are y'all from, and kind of what time is it if you're coming on? I'm fine, Grey Witch. Had a week off. I always get the universe building up to tell me that I need time off, and I was at that stage a week ago on Thursday, and what happened was I could feel myself getting more and more tired, so I thought I need to take time off, and then I made plans that weren't actually really taking off, and then for some reason Thursday night I twinged something in my back, and oh my god, it was so sore, and it still is playing up. So I've had a week where Spirit kind of took me off my feet a bit. It was giving me lots of time to think. I even got a wee bit writing done. So let's see. Witcher, good morning, 9 a.m. from Kansas. That's lovely. How are you, Witcher? Are you doing fine? And thank you for always being a person that actually comments on whatever goes up. Grey Witch, Australia, to 12:02 a.m. Well, thank you for being here. Laura, you're amazing, collecting the real deal. Oh, thank you. Coffee with Witcher. Oh, Grey Witch, thank you. The healing energy is great. So let's see. So we've got about 5 people. That's great to do a live stream. What I was going to talk about just quickly was that my biggest video, the Healing Hands one, is nearly at 50,000 views. When that happens, I'm going to give a giveaway. I don't know what it is or what it will be, but I think it'll be something more personal, maybe some sort of spiritual guidance one-to-one. I think that would be a nice thing to do. What do you think of that, folks? Rather than maybe a crystal or whatever. I think it would be nice to maybe do a one-to-one, and also went over 2,000 subscribers this week, so I wasn't doing very much and everything kept moving, so I think my channel's establishing now. So let's see. You're from Florida, Laureen. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. I hope to be able to teach more and more and more. Right, Laureen, you want to do this? Can be a wee question and answer too, but what I wanted to do was ask a question nearer the end and also do a daily tarot card for tomorrow for you. Hi, Wayward Son. Hi, Sunny. Nice to see you. I'll just go quickly with Laureen's question. Can we still heal if mentally we're not in a great place? If it's really bad, you won't have the energies to heal another person anyway, honey. You really won't. It's important if mentally you're not feeling very good at all to put yourself into balance first. And that's why I don't tend to do healings when I'm physically very poorly, because I barely have enough energy for myself. Now, I know that the healing flows through you and all sorts of things, but it's just generally, if I don't have good physicality, if other people maybe don't have good mental health, or if I'm very emotionally drained, then I would put the effort into healing myself first, and then I would be more up and stronger, because, you know, healing, although it flows through you, it can still be a wee bit draining. So no, I would say, if you're not in a great place, send love and prayers, and that will flow. But if you're wanting to do real hands-on healing or Reiki or whatever, I don't think that's the best thing to do when you're not feeling great. Right, Honda Fonda. Let's see what I can do about you. Let's see. There we go. Honda Fonda and having sex with his sister has gone, I hope. Just want to talk a wee bit about that as well. Oh, come on, why is he not gone? Could ask you just to ignore this just now. I'm going to report. Right, unwanted. Right, what do you think this man's doing? Unwanted commercial content or spam, pornography or sexually explicit material, hate speech or graphic violence, harassment or bullying? Right, Honda Fonda, just let me say that if you don't go away now by yourself, I've got options here to get you reported. So please go while you've got the chance, okay? Anybody else who's got ways of dealing with this, let me know. Because I'm just going to talk. I actually had quite a lot of nonsense that had to stop going on the channel this week. And it was very much about, you know, sorry, my mic's been facing the wrong way. Sorry about that. Is that better? Can people hear me better now? Right, that's good. Thank you, Laura. Right, so, sorry, I keep getting distracted. Witcher, you can hear me better. That's good. Okay, maybe push that back a wee bit and get that here. Yeah, I got some of the usual. A female had gone through my channel, just about every video, and put her own thoughts on it, which went very nice. And they weren't even directly at me. There were people that had answered to me that were being very nice and sweet. And there we go. I catch all those. But to get 16 of them in like one day was a wee bit difficult, to say the least. So that wasn't so good. And then getting something like this is, I'll need to find a way to totally block people when I'm on this. But anyway, I'm not going to let it be a downer. Joe Vandenberg, hello. Can you talk amongst yourselves for a wee minute, please? Report. Right, let's see how that does. Yeah, so hi, lots of love. Now, Honda Fonda's timed out for 300 seconds. That's just a few minutes, isn't it? But I can always do it again, never mind. Sorry about this, loves. I will look into what I can do about people coming on giving all sorts of rude or not nice things, because I've not really had that in a live stream before. So I will find out a way to go back into this. It is reported now, and maybe you didn't even see some of the things that come up there, but they went very nice. So Grey Witch says, how's my doggy? Doggies are fine. They got a thing called Furbox yesterday that was from a company, from people I know, and it's a doggy box that's themed every month, and it's a movie. It was a movie one, so they had doggy chocolate doggy crisps. And it was just the doggy toys with movie stuff on it. It was just really, really good. So I was very, very happy with it. Which you say I can block individuals. Is that during a live stream? Do you know about that? Can you help me with this at all? Which I see after this, I'm wondering if we could be in touch, and if you're on, could ask you to moderate, help me with this at all. I would really like that. So if that's okay with you, I wouldn't mind doing that and add you as a moderator. It's up to you. We don't need to talk about it just now, but it would be nice to have someone that actually takes the rubbish away and doesn't let me get distracted. Yes, so the doggies are fine, and let's see what we've got, because I want to, yeah, so yeah, the channel is doing really, oh, you will, Witcher, oh, thank you, because this is horrible. Can I just do that just now? Right, Witcher, you're now a moderator. I'm sorry if you've been bullied into that, but honest to God, it was distracting me too much, and I've only got that guy out for 300 seconds, and he's going to come back, and I want to be able to enjoy my coffee and chat, and I know it puts extra burden on you, but I so appreciate it. I really do. You're a darling. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so happy. Right, so Witcher, thank you so much. Erica Galvin, I like how you light up when you talk about my dogs. I do adore my doggies. They are wonderful. I think everybody should have pets if they can. Dogs or cats or turtles or tortoises or whatever. They bring such an extra energy into the house. And you know, I was always used to have my girls about and their boyfriends and, you know, people around the house. And where we live now is a wee bit more isolated. And we're not so healthy as such. So having the dogs it's a wonderful thing. So, and they're both quite spooky pets. So I quite enjoy that as well. Grey Witch, yeah, just ignore him if he comes back on, but hopefully Witcher will have him. And I might have actually blocked him and reported him anyway, so maybe he won't get back on. So the channel is doing wonderfully. As I say, I'm very, very happy. And spring is here. And yeah, I talked about the haters. I feel a wee bit better now because I can handle the haters at that level, because once it's the one sort of name and it's going through lots of videos, I just block them and that's fine. Now that I feel as though I've got a moderator for today and maybe other times as well, that's very, very helpful. So yeah, that feels good. That feels good. So what I was going to say is, can you make a moderator? Right click someone's name. Sunny, I've just done that. Witcher agreed to be a moderator. So if that guy comes back on, I'm sure Witcher will catch him if he's there. Witcher, no stress. You don't need to stay on constantly if you need to be anywhere. I just thank you for this, okay? Aura is very purple today. Thank you. I like a purple aura. That's the Grey Witch, Witcher. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. So there was something I wanted to ask, right? And it was an interesting one that just came to me during the night. And it's not that spiritual, but I wondered how many of you in my little community have a tattoo or tattoos, because tattoos can be very symbolic of where we are in life. And I'd just love to know. I have one. I don't think I can show it. I think I can. No, I can't. Actually, it's too far down. I have a Rennie Mackintosh rose just here. And it's absolutely lovely. I wanted a rose. And I love Rennie Mackintosh, Scottish, amazing designer. So I've got blue Rennie Mackintosh rose, and I actually got it when I left my first husband, because I've kind of always wanted a tattoo, and never had the courage to get one. But that was like a kind of freedom, and away I went and got my tattoos. So let's see if anybody's coming up. Jo Vanderberg, I love this community, and I'm so glad that it's growing every day. Jen, you have tattoos. Are they spiritual, or do they mean something about you? Lindsay, you have about 18. Wow, where do you have room for them all? Gravich, a star in your right shoulder. Are you getting a new one? Erica, you don't have one yet, but you're going to try and get one. Jo Vanderberg, no tattoos for me. So it's like, I don't know, it's like in the shamanic tradition, there's there seems to be a lot of marking the body or whatever, and tattoos can be seen as quite shamanic. While I'm here on that, I'm reading a wee book just now. I'm actually reviewing it. It's called, it's a teen spirit guide to modern shamanism. And I'm not doing a review on it, but I must say I'm enjoying it. I wish I had something like that around when I was a teenager. I really do. It would have been lovely. Let's see. We've got Wayward Son, you've a beautiful wolf. I think you showed that, did you not, Sonny? Jen, you're saying they're spiritual, an owl for your mother, doves for a friend, a raven for your totem, brilliant, and dolphins, butterfly, and a few other. Oh, Jen, they sound lovely. Greywitch, the symbol of Hecate, very good. Just make sure maybe it's not somewhere people can see it and maybe be like, well, you could have it where people see it. But what I mean is, I think if there's tattoos for different gods, goddesses, etc., in the normal world, they sometimes don't go down too well, so just watch. I know that sounds terrible, because I'm always one for stand up for who you are and whatever, but we've got to watch as well. I had a friend who actually was let go from her nursing job because she wore a pentagram around her neck and was known to be a witch, and it was awful for her. So I'm always very, very I don't know. It depends where you are. When I was a pharmacist, I would never have been able to show off a spiritual tattoo of maybe a dream catcher or whatever. So yeah, Greywitch, I think fair enough, but as I say, because it's a tattoo, you can't really get rid of it. So if you have that Hecate tattoo somewhere that you know that if you take a shirt off or something, you can see, but if you have it on a neck or a hand or whatever, you might be in a situation where you would feel better if you didn't have it, but it would be really hard to cover it up, excuse me. So just a wee word of warning. I love tattoos, and spiritual ones are anything that, I don't know, I don't mean anything that nominates our connection to something that, you just want to be, if you're in a different environment, you don't want to maybe have something showing that other people might not understand or might judge you for. And that's just the way it is. Right, Carrie, you've got a few, but all in hidden spots. Thanks, Carrie. That's what I was trying to say. You agree too, Sonny, it's tattoos and piercings. It depends on the employer. Yeah, I would good. And some places are still very, very strict. So, yeah, but keep anybody that's watching this on catch up, because I know that happens. Please know that, I would like to know about the tattoo situation, because as I say, I think in the spiritual community, we maybe get a tattoo that follows who we are at that time. As I say, at that time, I was very much into art. Not that I can draw or anything, but I loved Rennie Mackintosh. So that's where I got it. So it's nice to see Wayward Son on, because I watch a lot of her live streams or coffee and chats, but sometimes they're on at an odd time for me. Would anybody want to ask a question that we could maybe get in touch with for the next, say, 15 minutes? And then I want to do tomorrow's tarot card for you. Not the weekly tarot card, just a personal one for those of you that are watching today. Are we on? Is anybody speaking? Witcher, are you still there? Let's see, that my stream's not actually moving. Oh yeah, which I always wanted a tattoo, but could never find one that was really me. Yeah, you are good. No, that's why I think people shouldn't get tattoos on a whim. They really shouldn't. It's got to be one that perfectly suits you, and maybe one that you can build on. And from what you've said about yourself, I think it's better that you maybe have one, if you want one, in the following years that come, when you really truly know your spirit and know exactly who you are and where you're going forward spiritually. So I don't think there's any need for that just now, but I think in the future you'll find one that you really would like. And when you see it, or you see the design, or maybe it'll come to you in a dream, you know. Some people have sigils, which are very, very, very potent and come through dreams, but again, they keep them in a place that isn't exactly seen by the public. Right, Witcher, has that man been back on, or is he gone now that I've right, Witcher, it's like the guy who was so complex that his favourite colour was plaid. I like that one. Have you ever heard the one about the chap that was new, and he was painting and decorating, and the chaps in Scotland sent him out to buy tartan paint, and he went and asked for tartan paint. Anyway, Carrie, I love tattoos, but they are forever and should be very special. Right, Jen, I've missed something you said. Oh, darling, when I said ask questions, I mean more about spirituality and spiritual path. If I'm ever going to do a kind of question thing, it will probably maybe be a charity night or something, and it will answer like questions with maybe 3 cards, but this is just questions about spirituality. So I'm sorry, I wouldn't be answering personal questions on this unless it's a personal question about your spiritual path. So I'm sorry about that, Jen, and I'm sorry that you put your question up, but maybe someone else might help you, who knows. Right, Witcher seems to be gone, and I hope that's an evil laugh, ha 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 ha. Right, so the tattoos thing. The Grey Witch, you asked how I saw spirits, and you're asking about past lives. I'm going to put up a video about past life, but I'll tell you there's a very interesting thing that I'd like you to know. I'm going to show you it next week anyway. It's called a phantom or a ghost crystal. It's a little teardrop crystal about that size, and it's a crystal that's formed on top of a crystal. And what it does is, because the crystal's inside and there's more crystal on top, and then there's a crystal grows on top of it, because of that, it's seen as the past life crystal. So Grey Witch, if you wanted to meditate with a phantom crystal or a ghost crystal, you might absolutely love it. It's one of my favourites. I got 2 last month. One is a clear quartz with little bits in it. Now, they're not flaws. Yeah, there's crystals that come with flaws in them. We're not talking about that. It's actually a crystal, and then another type of crystal has grown over it, around it. But I've got one that's sitting inside, it looks like, and then the crystal clear quartz is formed on top. And another one that's got green in it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I would order yourself up one if you've not got one, Grey Witch, because I've been doing a lot on past and future lives. In fact, I've loads to tell you at some point. I've got back to writing, but it's actually my own journeys. But I think they could sound a wee bit mad. So I'm gauging what I do about that. Tartan paint, good, yes, but Jo, you say you really struggle with meditations. Any advice? Practice, 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 practice. Don't give up, honey. Even if you bring a degree of discipline in it, you know, I've sat maybe in circles and before sweat lodges doing meditation, and we've been taught how to sit even with midges on us, midges or little biters, you know, the little flies that bite you. In Scotland, they're called midges. I've been midge bitten and been taught to hold ourselves and not scratch them or not bat them off, to find that discipline that you're going to sit and meditate and not focus on the outward world at all. Now, sorry about the dogs. Right, let me go back a wee bit. Yeah, Jo, so if you could, definitely see meditation is not something that you just do or try. It's something that you need to almost treat like a practice. That's something that you know by doing time and time again, you'll get better and better and better at. And at one point, something will click. So make your meditation regular. Make it like you were going to learn something each time you go into it, and give yourself a sense of, if your mind starts to wander to something, that, no, I will bring that back, or, you know. So, Jo, it's a hard one, and a lot of people don't take to meditation that easily. But practice, 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 and make it a thing. Like if you were going to study crystals, you would go in for it. I'm going to do that for an hour twice a week, say. You need to do that with medicine. You need to do that with meditation as well. Jen, you actually do readings and utilise tarot, but you're too emotionally invested to find the answer. That's a difficult one. I've 30 years, I had to work my way through that. And, you know, maybe I'll do a full video on it. If you could remind me of that, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks. Try and keep clients as clients. I think the readings I do that I don't think they're not my best, but I think they're not my best are the ones I do for family and friends. Now I get a lot, but I'm invested in the answer, so I don't think they're as good as doing something for someone you don't know. So that was something I struggled with a lot in my career. So what I did, and maybe you could try this too if you're a professional reader, is every reading you're doing, whether it's for friend, family or client, treat it as a person that's coming in, that you are there to help, that you are there to pass on what spirit means, the universe means, give them options, give them their help, and that's it. Now, then you wish them well as they go on to do what they do with the gift of advice that you've given, and you have to shut it like that. It's a shut door. It's gone. Now, over many years, a lot of clients became friends, and that was difficult for me because I did become over-invested in the friendship and the friends, but I then realised that I'd take this step back, and when they came for a reading, it was very much, you're in, sit down, these are the rules, on with it, give them the reading, and then I took 10-15 minutes after the reading to do the friendly bit. And I think if you could do that, because you have to, for you to give a good reading, you have to not be invested, emotionally invested in what you're going to give, because if it's bad, you'll question it. If it's something that you know will hurt that person, not hurt them, but that, you know, that I don't think necessarily that the tarot's saying, or the guys are saying, that that's not really the road for you. If you know that's going to hurt the person, you'll mute it, or subconsciously you'll not give it in the direct way that it was given to you. So it's really, really important that you actually try to go over the personal investment. But I'll tell you what, it's a hard one. And even in 13 years, I saw some beautiful horses going by. There must be an event on up the road. We've stables either side of us here, so there's always horses. But today there's more than most. Anyway, so I hope that helps about the meditation, and Jen about the emotionally and reading in Argos. Greenwich, you know you were in Salem. Good, good, good. Not pleasant, but there. Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting back to do this. Oh, they're coming up quite quickly now. Right. Now, Carrie is helping Jo and talking to her, and that's great. Witcher, you've got, since it's springtime finally, what's a good way to celebrate the fairies and bring them into your back garden? Oh, well, spring's always a good time for all the elementals. Sorry, they've just... Yeah. And it's nice to encourage the fairies, but I like to be like, you know, well, let's be equal here, you know. So I would tend to encourage the fairies. I would leave out little bits of sweet meals. I would put a little ring in some of my planting to give a little fairy ring. I would also, it sounds funny, but this, I think this is, you're asking me questions that you're now going to think I'm total dafty, but there's music and there's a sense of fairiness about things. Can I tell you something, right? And you might be very, very interested in this. I know it's a big aside, but my maiden name is Fairy, right? And in the family tree, the fairies kind of come over from Ireland to Scotland, and we're mainly sort of over the west of Scotland. But I'm from a town called Rutherglen. Now, when I did research, I thought I knew all about the fairies being sheep stealers in Ireland and then coming over here. But then I was digging deeper into Rutherglen and where I came from and whatever, and there's a plaque that says Rutherglen will thrive while the fairies stay there, right? And that was fine. And then under it, there was an explanation that there was always meant to be a fairy, or the name fairy in Rutherglen. And while the fairies were there, it would thrive because they were said they were fairies, but they were also fairies. So the name fairy in Rutherglen was meant to be the fairies that come in. And while there's fairies or fairies in Rutherglen, it will always thrive. So my maiden name, although it's Fairy, actually has a connection with the fairies. So I'm going to put my glasses on and say, what do you think of that? Right, let's see. I'll say hello to other people while Witcher gets back to me. Angels. Let's see. Do I believe in the existence of angels in addition to spirit guides? And do all of us have at least one? I'll go back to that. Distractions are necessary. B. Hello. Right, there's more people talking to one another, which is great. Jen, you love horses. You would love living around here. Hi, Roberta. Nice to see you. That's one of the, what do you call it, my squads, the notification squad. Hi, Roberta. Good morning, SBG Moon. Oh, there's a lot of people on there, isn't there? There's some. Greenwich. Yeah. Right, you're all talking. That's great. There's a lot. Colette, I forgot to ask if there's any Stuarts in your ancestry. Now, that was an odd one because you got that from one of the psychic development exercises. And I wanted to get back to you on it because you were sensing maybe the name Stuart. And as far as I know, no, there's no Stuarts. Well, not that I know of. We've got McKenna. My mum's name was McKenna. And my dad, Ferry. The McKenna clan, again, is from Ireland. And the Ferries or Fairies are from whatever. And yeah, so not that I know of, but the thing that you were looking at was connected to me. And I have a son in spirit who's called Stuart. And I wondered if you were sort of tuning into that, because that's Stuart, but his name's spelled Stuart, you know, more of the royal Stuart as such. Right, so that's Wayward Son. Oh, Witcher, that's awesome. You asked the right questions, the right person. Your family name is Witcher. Well, you're a Witcher and I'm a fairy. A fairy. That's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah, I believe I've heard that name around Wales, I must admit. So yeah, the other thing about the fairies that I was saying, I think, you know, like, I don't have great hearing, but I know that there's certain almost elemental things, chants they like. I think they quite like Fleetwood Mac as well for some reason. You know, that kind of almost hippie floaty music. But yes, let's welcome the fairies. But remember, spring is a time of the little people as well. And, you know, you should be honouring the earth elementals, which of course are the little people, sometimes leprechauns, etc. And I've actually seen a little one, and I'll maybe put that into a video at some point about elementals. Also, make yourself a fire and honour the salamanders, and get yourself to a wee stream or some water, and, you know, honour the Undines or the water sprites. So yes, I would say the fairies, but, you know, you don't want to annoy the little people either, or the salamanders or whatever. So in spring and mostly every season, I would go out and honour all the elementals. Does that help, Witcher? Let's see. Carrie, you think your son might have been a fairy before? You've always thought that. That's lovely. That is really good. Jen, you were going to ask if I had a man with you in spirit. Yeah, I have. Actually, it was my mum and dad's anniversary yesterday, 3rd of May. Is that, well, the other day, and I felt them around me closely. So, Sunny, you would love my story about Leprechaun, but I want to do the weekly tarot card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note of talking about that maybe in the next live stream, because I don't want it just to be, maybe if I do a scheduled live stream on elementals and maybe spirits and spirit guides, who would like that? Would anybody like the next live stream to be scheduled and to be about spirit guides, angels, and also elementals? Does that sound good? Right, Jen, so that makes sense. And my dad was also my son. Yep, so everybody up for leprechauns? Good. Yep. Great. Okay. Right. So I think I finished off with Witcher about honouring the elementals. So the next live stream that I do, I'm going to do it on spirit guides. What I know on angels, I'm actually, all I can tell you about is my experience of when I saw an angel right in front of me and what it was like. But if you're asking about particular angels, archangels, I don't know. It's not my way. with the shamanic side, it's more spirit guides that aren't angels, maybe evolved beings, and also animal totems. But I'll tell you, but I believe in angels because I've seen 3, but one of them was my main thing. So I can tell you about leprechaun, I can tell you about angel, and other spirit guides. So that's what we're going to do at the next scheduled one. Right, so yeah, so everybody's up for that next live stream. Could I ask, when I do these, I like to do a tarot card for the next day, right? And it's just to give you a wee idea how Sunday will be. Now, I normally choose someone, and I think we have to choose Witcher today because he's became the moderator with very good grace today. So thank you. So Witcher, I'm going to shuffle these and put them into pile A, B, and C. Whoops, I'm falling all over the place. This is the tarot card, a wee extra for you for tomorrow, Sunday, the 6th of May. So I'm putting these into 3, A, B, or C. Now, Witcher, would you tell me what pack you would want, A, B, or C? And then how many down between 0 and 10, 1 and 10, you'd want me to go into the deck? I know that this is running a wee bit behind, so, but we'll get there. Oh, you say I'm so bright today. Thank you, Grey Witch, and thank you, and I'm glad you're on. Laura, yeah, you might like the next live stream then. It will be a scheduled one. Now, please remember the scheduled ones are more difficult for me because I have to get in them and out of them. Right, Witcher B. There's B and 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, tomorrow's card, Sunday, is the Justice Arcana card. Now, in the Roerich deck, absolutely beautiful. And the light. Why can I not? Do you know, I think I don't have good spatial skills. Look, there's the Justice card. Got blindfold on. Instead of having a sword, it's got a lightsaber, and obviously the balance. So, thank you, Witcher. So for tomorrow's Sunday, I'd like you all to know that it's time to know that you have to be fair. There'll be situations coming at you where you have to go deep into your heart and your soul, and the first thing to do is be fair. Now, also, you might find that tomorrow is a day where it's difficult to balance things up, but you're meant to be balancing them. It is a Sunday. It's meant to be a day of balance. So you can do so much, but then you need to rest. And it's all about bringing that energy of balance and fairness to yourself as well. Now, this card, although I'm interested in the justice aspect of it, it's actually a card that reminds us to think of our own karma. So it can come out as a warning. You know, Sundays can be the time where families gather. We've got the May Bank holiday here in Scotland. And yeah, you know, think of the karma. If you hurt someone by, you know, your mouth, your voice, your actions, then that's not very nice, but it's also will come back karmically to us. And the other side of that is if you do a good deed, it will go round as well. So it's nice to be able to have a card that lets us know if we choose to do a random act of kindness or something good for a person, that's good, we're doing it for them, we'll get the benefit of it, but it will come round in some way. Just a couple of days ago, I decided I would do 2 things. 2 things I could do to help people that actually I knew would help them quite well, but they didn't know it really. So I did it and they don't know it. And that feels good. So if you do a good deed, people don't need to know about it. And that's half the beauty of it. So anyway, it's very short and sweet. Balance things. Make sure that you're always fair. Go against inequality. And give yourself a time of balance in your own life. Anything that's putting you out of balance, I would say get rid of. The Native American walk in beauty, balance and harmony is how I live my life. It's really important to me. And the harmony aspect is beautiful. But balance is what we all need to do. If you walk in balance, you'll not put anybody else out of balance, and therefore you won't put yourself out of balance too. So just remember that for tomorrow. Let's go back to this and then we'll maybe finish up. Laura, do you want to add in what you're feeling about the justice card for tomorrow, and people can see it? Carrie Jane, pay it forward as always, yes. No, Laura, this is for everybody that's listening. It's just that I like to be able to let someone choose the, A, B, or C. This is a good way if you want to do a reading online, folks, and you haven't got the person shuffling the cards and you don't necessarily want to choose for them. Shuffle them, put them into A, B, or C while they're focusing on the question. And then when they choose A, B, or C, say between 1 and 10, how far do you want me to count into the deck? Count it down, and that's either the card or the first card of a 7-card spread or whatever. So, yeah. I'm greetings for Glasgow. Is that how I say your name, with like I rather than E? If you would say it, I would say Iman. Yeah, the march is on in Glasgow today. It's looking to be quite successful. There's a big march on in Glasgow today for Scottish independence. And so far, there seem to be about 105,000 people marching. And it looks as though it's bringing a lot of cheer to the city centre. Jen, good night from Australia. Thank you for joining us, and I hope that you'll come back again. Okay? Right, so I'm just going to say thank you, Witcher, for being my moderator. To Jen, to Arman. I hope you see me next time, Jen. Grey Witch, Sunny, Wayward Sun. If anybody is looking for another good channel online, Wayward Sun is a lovely channel, absolutely beautiful American channel, a really wonderful lady who has her own fine way with the tarot. Carrie, thank you for joining me. Jen, SPL, no, the Grey Witch, sorry. I think I've got everybody. Oh no, Roberta. I hope you're still there, darling, but you've been quiet. But if you want to next time join in, and B. Joe Vanderberg, thank you everybody for today. This has been a lovely, lovely afternoon. I'm definitely going to do this more often rather than do the coffee and chat and have to upload it. Oh, here's the good news just before I go. I got super fast broadband. I know it doesn't look like it, but I invested in BT Infinity. The line came up to the cottage. Who knew? And it means that uploading the videos is far quicker. It used to take me 6 hours to upload a 20-minute video, and now it does it in 20 minutes. So I'm so happy. So let's see what we're going here. Thank you. Hello, Uruz. We're just going off, but thank you. Maybe join us another time. I'm going to schedule it. You coming up, Nels? Come on. Nels going to say cheerio as well. So thank you, everybody, for taking part. And it means I don't need to upload a coffee and chat. I told you the main things about the channel doing well. We've answered some questions. I now know what my next scheduled live streams about, and I'll put it up in advance so that as many people can get there as possible. And if you say Nell, bye Nellie. Oh, no, she's my wee darling. Right, and remember the justice card for tomorrow. Bye Jo, bye Katrina, bye Ayman, bye Witcher, bye Uruz. Sorry you just made it on, but come back. It's a strong name, Uruz. Ayman, again, thank you, Witcher. I think if you're on again, you're just automatically a moderator now. So we've done a lovely day in Scotland. Spring's here. The horses are here, and it's time for me to go try and move, because when I sit for too long, it's a wee bit difficult, but there we go. We will try, and you don't need to see it. Many blessings now, and thanks everybody for joining me. That was so much fun. Bye now.